Alright, here we are! In Monsterland. Sort of a basic puzzle game where you have to collect items in order to get past certain monsters. Now, you wouldn't think they would be very related. You know, you have to pick up a key, which allows you to shoot one spooky. So then you can go pick up other items, which allow you to shoot other spookies, so you can continue in the game. Yeah, that IO controller can be swapped with a SCSI controller. That should speed things up nicely if you did that. So we picked up the key, which now allows us to shoot that. Or at least normally it does. Maybe we need to power up our spells first. I guess we do. But you do have to pick up the key in order to shoot this right here, so you can get through it to get to the door on the right. But in order to power up your spells, you just go upstairs and wait for these things to show up. And you spend some time shooting them. And that adds to your spell juice. The juicy spells. It is kind of strange to see the Munster characters in color, even simple Commodore 64 8-bit color. Because a lot of the Munsters on TV were in black and white, a lot of the TV show. No, come on, things. Maybe we have enough juice now. There we go. So now we can go outside, where we pick up another selection of items. Like so. Which you pick up just by walking over them. So the game is a little bit of a walk back and forth simulator. Now on the way back, we have to be very careful. Stand back here and wait for these things to come up, and you have to keep shooting them until they're ultimately destroyed like that. It does use up your spell juice, but what can you do? I hope we have enough spell juice to get through. I'm not sure if running out of spell juice affects your effectiveness with these things. It doesn't seem to, so that's good. We will need to power up our spell juice again, though, once we get back in the house. Nope, took us out. I guess we do need to make sure our spell juice is full before we get to that section. So we'll go get the key again. This fellow here on the left, there's nothing you can do to avoid him. All you can do is walk through him. A lot of games from this era seem to be designed that way, where you basically just have to take the hit sometimes and walk through certain creatures or enemies or whatever. Gotta get all juicy again. Another thing that I find interesting about the Commodore 64 is many of the games actually developed by Commodore require you to have the joystick in port 1, whereas a lot of the third-party games, which is most of the games on the platform, require you to have the joystick in port 2. I'm not sure why that whole port 2 thing even started. I mean, it would make the most sense that for a one-player game, you would have the joystick in port 1. So I don't know why so many games want you to have it in port 2 instead. But interesting bit of Commodore trivia. Pick up the little cross thing, and then the little obelisk or whatever it is. Boink. That. And then we make our careful way back with a full stack of juicies. Spell juice. And you just hold down the button. If you mash the button, you don't shoot any faster than simply holding down the button. So holding down the button is what we shall do. So what's that about the light pen Guitar Hero? Come on, we can do it! Even though we're using up all of our spell juice. But we were maxed out. That's as much spell juice as we can get. Ah, we did it! Now we can go juice up again for the next part of our adventure in the Munsters mansion. Oh, port 1, I think the light pen was supposed to be into the first port. I see what you're saying, that a lot of the developers sort of expected you to have the light pen in the first port and just leave it there. So the joystick was in port 1. But for those that grew up with the Commodore 64, you certainly know the joy of wondering which port a game uses and having to hit a couple buttons and then having to switch your joystick port. At least with the Commodore 64, you could switch your joystick port while you were playing the game. You didn't have to restart the computer or anything. Okay, the next room is tricky. Take that and that and that and that. Very good. Now we got the, whatever that is, little bottle of potion or some such. We'll recharge our juice again. And then find the next set of stairs leading down. Come on, juicy thingies. Think one more should do it? Yeah, that's good. Now we can take this one out here and go top off our juice just to be safe. Now I know it is kind of a little bit of running back and forth to take care of this, but it's best to have the juice, the spell juice, which of course you can see in the upper right hand corner of the screen. Have the spell juice all topped off and ready to go. Give me that sweet juice. Okay. Now on to the lower levels, where we have those to deal with, which we just took care of. And then we found Herman, hooray! And the adventure continues, where we actually take control of the lead character, you see, who has a different sort of magic shot that looks kind of like a bat, I suppose, while Herman follows us around. No, Spooky, go away! Well, we dodged it at least. And have to dodge the little gripping hands of delight. They want a little feel. This room is just full of crap. Full of crap. And up the stairs? Up the stairs? Can we go up the stairs? This is actually the farthest I've gotten in this game before. So oh, there we go. Just have to be in just the right spot. And now, I'm not controlling the character, it's just flying around on its own. Look, it's a person. Okay, so I guess that's how they get out of the Munsters house. They're gone. So now, as Herman throws little hammers, it looks like. Oh, well, I think that's enough of that game for today.